How to heal from a breakup. Hello Swans, I'm Yvonne, your marriage and divorce coach here at Black Swan Relationship Academy, and today we're going to look at how to heal from a breakup. Unfortunately, breakups are inevitable and a vast number of women have gone through breakups. It's something that happens to us. It's not something we plan, but we deal with it the best way that we can. Unfortunately, when I was going through my breakup, I didn't have the tools and the resources to hand as we have today. You had to rely on friends, or, everyone has got that favorite aunt that they go to, or parents. Unfortunately, I came from a lineage of women that you just got on with it, and whatever it was, that the fact that you were married was yay, or the fact that you've been in a long time relationship, then that was good, and whatever was thrown at you, you dealt with it. It's almost like that stiff upper lip that the British have, where it's that saying that they've got that says you keep calm and carry on. And this is what basically my mother said, just get on with it. As far as she was concerned, the fact that he wasn't beating me, then everything was all right. Just keep calm and carry on and get on with it. But I wanted more from life, and I wanted to know what was on the other side of this. When you're with someone who is not as, who was emotionally not available to me, then it wasn't going to work. And it's as I moved away from it and then went through, I got saved early. Not only did I get saved a little after my breakup, then it was finding women to talk to, and I mean women who you knew that you could trust, women who had your back, who was able to basically put the pieces together. And whilst the pieces were being put together, I had also got saved, and I had God, and he was able to help me. But it was then I met Chengi, and we met each other while we were in church. And in meeting her, while she wasn't the relationship guru that she is now, she was still able to impart wisdom as we got on with our lives and our day-to-day activities. And then Black Swan was born, and first it was Chengi's world, then Black Swan came into being. And since I have had access to all the tools and information at hand, and now that I am part of the Black Swan family, I realized that the healing that I did at the beginning, where what I thought made me whole then, I realized it's not going to work today, because things have so changed. Women have changed. We can do things that we want, and what sometimes hold us back is our past. And not just the past of our youth, but the breakups that we had and how we dealt with them. And many of us didn't deal with them. We swept it under the carpet. We kept calm and carry on. If there was children around, you kept calm and carried on. If you had a job that you had to go to, you kept calm and carry on. You did what was expected of you at the time. There was, no one telling you that you're in masculine energy, or, you should have feminine traits. There was none of that. It's only recently, within the last, say, 20, 25 years, women now know how to operate in their feminine energy. And a feminine man and a masculine woman is not going to make for a good relationship. And it's now that we're being educated and continue to be educated that we know what it is that we as women need to do. So here are a few tips that I can give you that may help you to heal as you're going through your breakup, whether it happened a few weeks ago or if it was something that you've been dealing with for a long time and you can't really, you're not seeing a way forward, you're not seeing a way out. And one of the things that you can do is you take time. You're gonna need to take the time to heal, because it's not something that will happen overnight. You got to the stage where you've had to walk away, and because you've walked away, it isn't something that you're going to walk away on Monday and then by Tuesday afternoon you're whole again and you're ready to go out and find someone else. It is going to take time, and one of the things that you need to do is to take that time. Don't rush the process. You're going to cry. You're going to lay in bed at night and you put your arm over and your significant other is not there. You go to say something and you realize you're in the room on your own. The person's not there. You miss them like crazy and you wonder, did I make the right mistake? Is this what I should have done? And you are going to have to take time to get your mind sorted out. Time is our friend here. Time is one of the best healers that there is. And one of the other things that you can do is, when it gets too much for you and you become overwhelmed with it, stop and take a moment.
There are two types of women. One that positions herself to be a winner using a man's very own nature. We call that woman a black swan, or a woman who is convinced that she can scream, shout, and complain and change a man's nature. Now, if you are a black swan, I have decided to help you out. Ladies, I am offering you another free masterclass on the secrets of a man's mind. In this course, we're going to look at the things that men will never tell you, are afraid to tell you, don't even know they need to tell you, assume you should know. We're gonna look at the man's brain, how he is wired, his heart, his spirit. How does he really think? What is going on in his mind when he meets you, marries you, dates you, courts you? We're gonna look through every aspect and you will be able to understand the secrets of a man's mind. And being a black swan, you will be able to use those secrets to create the love life you crave and deserve. If that sounds good to you, all you have to do is follow any of the links or wherever you see this video, and I will see you on the other side.
You may be at work and, a song comes on and it triggers a memory of the both of you together in happier times and you become all emotional. You cannot be sitting in the middle of the office and break out into tears. One of the things that you can do is take yourself off to the bathroom, dry your tears. Take time, take a breath, that intentional breath, take it, breathe in deeply through your nose, hold it for a count of 4 and then breathe out. Do that a couple of times, and what that will do, that will calm you. It will collaborate your mind. It will get your mind thinking, clearly again. And you can come out of the bathroom and go where you're going, or, if you're at home or whatever situation that you find yourself in and you come over all emotional because of the breakdown, then take the time, breathe, and then carry on doing whatever it was you were doing. There's something else that you can do, because you can do something for you. When you're with somebody, you spend a lot of your time with that person. You eat with them, you sleep with them, you quarrel with them, you laugh with them, you joke with them, you play with them. You are literally joined at the hip. And if, like myself, you were very young when you got into your relationship, you didn't get a chance to know who you were. And because you didn't get that opportunity to find you, use this as an opportunity to find yourself. What is it that you wanted from life? When you were in school and the teacher said, what do you want to be? And she went around the class and would ask everyone, what do you want to be when you grow up? And, some said they wanted to do this, and others, I want to be a doctor, a nurse, a teacher, an architect, whatever it was they said, that you wanted to be. But life has a way of getting in our what I want to be. And what you said at 9, 10, and now you're an adult, you may be doing something completely different. And whatever it was you wanted to do then and you're not doing it today, there may be one 100% million good reasons as to why it didn't happen. But you've been given an opportunity here now where you're on your own for this period. What was it that you wanted to be? What was on your heart? What is it that you said, you know what, I'm going to do this? I've told this story before. I remember years ago, I said to somebody that there was something particular that I wanted to do. And I'm an organizer. I organize events and do a number of other things. And I remember saying to a friend, and she was a very good friend at the time, and I told her of this idea that I wanted to organizing and putting things together. I like order and I like everything to be in order. And I came up with that idea. I told her about it and I said, what do you think? And she looked at me and she said, well, I wouldn't want that. Why would I want somebody to come into my home and organize it for me? Are you saying that I'm not capable of doing it? And when she said it, it was like a slap to the face. And not only did she slap me, but she got ice cold water and poured it on me as well. And I thought, oh my goodness. And I never thought anything more about it. Maybe 18 months or so down the line, I was now talking to another friend and I was saying to her, I had this idea. And she said, how wonderful. I would love somebody to come in and do that for me because it's something that I don't have the time to do. And do you know, to this day, I've never done it, and we're talking maybe some 7-8 years ago. I've never done it because that cold water was so poured on it. Every time I think about it, I feel the slap. I know it's in my head and it's something that I should get over, but like everything else, because I've got on with life, it's never really here nor there. So I say all that to say to you, what is it that you wanted to do at the beginning that you are not doing now because life got in the way? And because life got in the way, you've now been given this period of time to really discover you and to find out who you are. What are your needs? What do you want? What is it that you find joy in doing? It could be a case of maybe you have a hobby that you've had to put to one side because the children and the home and the job got in the way. Now you might have the opportunity to take up that hobby that you wanted. I am a crafter. I love to do things, using my hand. And one of the things that I've longed to do for such a long time is to paint. I love watercolors and I want to paint in watercolor. Have I got round to doing it? No. And it's something that I'm wanting to look into. And as I said, time gets in the way. Now, because I want to do it, I now need to make time for me to get up and go and do that for me. And it's, next time I speak to you, I'm hoping that I will be saying, I'm actually taking classes, or I bought all the things that I need to do in order to begin my watercoloring. So take time for you. Find out what it is you want. And whilst you're looking into what it is you want to do, pamper yourself. Go to the spa. Go and get your hair, your nails done. You wanted to do that color, but you were never brave enough to do it because you wasn't sure whether he would like it or not. Now that you find yourself in a period on your own, why don't you try that color? Why don't you try that new dress that you wanted, the style that you wanted to have? Are you a vintage or a classical? What was your style that you wanted to have and to continue develop that you didn't take the time out to do? Why don't you look into doing that again and picking that up and finding different ways of how you can reinvent you, still being you but a different version of you. Another thing that that for me was crucial was I found good women around me who I could talk to. You have those days where you just want to vent. And I found a group of women, 2 of them, in fact, that I could vent to. And they would listen to me, not interrupting, let me really just go for it. And then afterwards, then you would hear them say, okay, now that you've done that, what are you going to do? And that's what you need. Somebody around you who will say to you, now that this has happened, what are you going to do? How are you going to do it? Where are you going to get the help from? How are you going to tackle this? And there are those women that you have in your life, those in your inner circle, your core group of girls, who the riehards, the diehards, the ones that have been with you in crisis, the ones who will see you through. These are the ones that you get in contact with again. They will let you vent, and then afterwards, then they'll pick you up and then talk you through, okay, why don't you try this, do this, this will help, etc. You know, these are the people, the women that we want in our lives, because they are the ones who are going to see us through the good and the bad times. And this is a time right now when you really do need that friend. And the last thing that I'm going to ask you to do is forgive yourself for whatever it was that you felt that you did wrong. Not only do you need to forgive yourself, but forgive him. To say forgive him if the relationship was 100% toxic is an ask, and I understand that. When you've worked with a therapist or a counselor and you've sought that professional help, you will know when you're ready to forgive and move on. But I'm speaking to the woman who, whatever length of time you've been separated, your relationship broke up. It wasn't toxic where, you know, you hear his name and you run. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about forgive him. Forgive him, don't hold him in your heart, because once you do that, then it takes too long to get rid of it. When you've held somebody in your heart for what they have done to you, what they shoulda, woulda, coulda, it is a futile exercise, because at the end of the day, it doesn't serve any purpose. There's a scripture in the Bible that tells us that when you hold on to unforgiveness, it rots the bones. It doesn't sit well within our spirit, within our body. And this is why I said forgive him as well as yourself. Because if you forgive yourself and you begin to forgive him, then healing can take place in you, in your spirit. Your spirit can be healed. Life can come back to you again. And at the end of the day, we want to be happy. We want to have joy in our lives. We want to sing and dance and be new women, confident women who know where we're going and know what it is we want. And to quote a famous line of that song is, I know who I am. And that's what we want at the end of the day, to know who we are, to be truthful to ourselves, and to enjoy the life that we have been given. If I've said anything that has resonated with you and you'd like to take this further, then check out the link in the description box below and book a discovery call with me. If you haven't already, like, share, leave a comment. Until next week, take care of yourself. Have a fabulous week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.